Hey everybody, give me a thumbs up, a wave, something. Let me know you can see me and you can hear me. Anna, so glad you made it. Danella, Jeremy. Hi Artie. Gonna have a good class today. I got an extra little treat for you guys today. Just a little bit. Anna, you missed it. Georgia was here last week. She come in, she watched. Hi Kendra. Nice to see you. Glad you made it. Hi Sandra. Hi Deborah. Vegetarian Oregon. It's getting that way, isn't it, Deborah? Oh, you're welcome, Kendra. Glad you made it. I am. Vegetarian. Oh, now it's Venetia, Oregon. Okay, I was wondering. Hi, Pam. Y'all make sure you wave and say hi to Mary Jane. She wrote me as she usually does and said she's coming to class today. We won't shoot you. We're just glad you got to come. How's the family? Is your life going to return to normal soon? We hope so. Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. Mia's asleep in her bed. She's not talking to anybody. Hi, Katia. I know I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Y'all just, forgive me. I can mutilate some names, let me tell you. Well, I can help Mary Jane too. I got news for y'all. She makes my day. Hey, Brenda. Mary Jane is 96 years old and she blows my mind. They have quad runners, okay, and they all ride quad runners. She lives in a airport hangar. They've built a house inside this hangar, and it's kind of cool. And planes actually do land there, okay, but they walk the dogs. They got a bunch of dogs. Her daughter trains dogs, and her daughter lives there. They walk the dogs up and down the runway, and Mary Jane goes up and down that runway at her age. She gets on the quad runner and she rides it. And I mean, she has a blast. I hope to live to be as old as she is. And I also hope to have the good times that she's having. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just keep calling you that. Brenda, I wouldn't forget you. I can't. Hi, Bonnie. North Dakota. Awesome. Anna, John is Brenda. She comes in under her husband's name. The reason I remember her, and this happened a long time ago, wasn't it when you first started coming and I just kept calling you John and you corrected me. And I said, now I got it. And I put the two together because I knew her as Brenda on Facebook, but I knew her as John in the classroom. So I put the two together. Sometimes I'm blonde to the roots, the toes, and I'm growing roots through to China. And sometimes I'm not. So it depends on what day it is, what time of the day it is. So But don't worry about it, Anna. Just remember on Facebook, she goes by Brenda, and she goes by John in here. Okay, Kendra, we got something going here. This is awesome. Well, for Mary Jane today, she asked me to do something. Hey, Harola, you're not digging yourself out, are you? Or swimming? Which way is it today? Y'all got to put Kentucky in your thoughts and prayers. Those poor people. It started off with snow melted, caused flooding. Then they got a truckload of rain, and then another truckload of rain, and caused massive flooding. And then while it was flooding, it was icing, and then it went straight into snow, all in one day. You're settled in Kansas City. Awesome. I am glad finally life is going to return to normal for you, Kendra. Yeah, I don't even ask me what day of the week it is. I don't know. I'll go to Dennis and say, can you tell me what day it is? I forget. And it's because I stay busy. Right now, I'm really busy with wedding stuff. So there you go. Better than normal. Hey, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. So I have a question. I want to ask you guys something. Dear B, you made it. Awesome. I was thinking, and I didn't know what you all thought. Dennis and I are going to park it for a while. We're trying to find some land to build a tiny home on. Okay. My son has offered some land that he has to build on, but he says, Mom, you don't have to pay for anything. I can't do that to my son. I know it's a nice gesture and he's very thoughtful and he's very kind, but I can't do that. So we're going to be looking for some land to park it and put a tiny home on. Our fear is that with us traveling in our house, hi, Ann, if we get involved in a wreck, there goes our home. We are homeless at that point. Whereas if we get a tiny home, we can park there, okay, and stay in the tiny home until they either replace or repair our RV. And because we do travel in it and we do actually live in it, our insurance covers it like it's a house. They cover the contents and everything. So, needless to say, that is huge. We want to go out west. The further out west you get, the more dangerous it gets because there's mountain passes and stuff. Anything could happen. Okay. And so I told him, I said, well, if we're going to be shut down for a while, I'm thinking if the students would like to continue classes throughout the summer, if you want to come, you can. If not, it's there for instant replay. I want you to comment, okay, and let me know in the group if that is what you all would like. I don't mind doing it. Pam, you don't have to worry about things, okay? I'll do like I am now, and then you can set it up to do its thing. But hey, Tracy, y'all think about it. Let me know. And because I just want to keep going. I got some making up to do, some stuff I need to handle. And if you guys want classes over summer, weekly classes, I will do that. All right. But we're going to work something over the summer. We may make a summer project. Sue, all right, she's already got her vote in. So if you all are interested in that, I'm willing to do it. Just let me know. So with that said, Mary Jane asked today, she texted me and she says she has an awfully hard time closing a dimpled ring. Now, hi, Helene. I know a lot of you have not seen the demonstration on the dimpled ring because we've got a bunch of new students and people that have come back from being away for a while. So, thank you very much. It's my favorite. Each one of the little flowers is a word. Okay, we got love, joy, peace, patience, all the things we should know. um, but you know, the dimpled ring is finicky at best. It's really easy to do. It's also real easy to mess up. It's also real easy to get frustrated with because of the way it's done. Okay, so I'm going to show you the dimpled ring first for Mary Jane, and then we're going to get into today's class. All right, so let me switch to my down shot. Let's see if we can get it. There she is. All right, now let's see. Let me move this back. I'm going to make y'all a little bit dizzy. All right, I have to straighten it up. There we go. Now, as you can see, I got all these goodies laid out here. That's for class today. Now, this here is the dimpled ring. Can y'all see that? If not, I can zoom in. Let me do that anyway. Move in just a hair closer. All right, now, that's your dimpled ring. Okay, looks like a little heart. Any ideas what we could do with this little heart? We could use it on cards. We can use it on our ATCs. Okay, there is journals that could use some hearts. You could also make it look like a heart-shaped balloon in journals. I'm just saying, you know, these are ideas. And Gina Butler, I believe it is, has a pattern for the dimpled ring bracelet. I believe it's Gina's. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to find it. I've got it in the files. But isn't that a cute heart? And that's what a dimpled ring is for. To look like a heart. Okay. Now there's other uses because there is a picot right here. You could probably make a dimpled ring out of a split ring. I wouldn't do it. Okay. They're hard enough. Let's don't add more fuel to that fire. All right. So I wouldn't do it as a split ring. But I would do it as a regular ring. And I do it 7 days a week. Now, there are threads, Elizabeth, that get twisty, Elizabeth. Okay. When you're working with Elizabeth thread and threads that are twisty, like Elizabeth's thread, DMC Coordinate Special will twist on you too. Don't think it won't. You're going to have a hard time closing. It takes patience and a lot of muscle. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's doable. Okay, so I'm going to show you, move on down my little thread here, and I'm going to pull off, and we're going to tat up 8 double stitches. Now, if y'all got your shuttles with you, I want you to pick your shuttles up, and I want you to tat 8 double stitches in a row. Okay, get them as close together and make them nice and neat and pretty. All right, so I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we got our 8 double stitches on there. See that? Now we want to make a picot. Now this picot can be as big as you want it, as small as you want it. The smaller the better, the tighter the dimple. Okay? The bigger is easier. For those of you that are having trouble closing the dimpled ring, leave your picot a little bit bigger so you get the hang of it. And then graduate down to a smaller size with that picot. Hi, Yvonne. So let's go and let's stick a picot in here. Now, I tend to work with small picots, little tiny things. But today, for demonstration, I'm going to use this one here. It looks like it's a 1/4 inch, but when I close it, it's going to be about an 1/8. So on your picot gauges, when I'm working like this, I don't use my picot gauge. But if I'm working on a project, I do. Because I like even picots. All right, so let's get that picot in. We got it in, slide it over. Now, this is the first of 4 double stitches on the other side of that picot. Can y'all see that? Go in just a hair closer. You see it? Oh, yeah, there we go. Excuse her, we got a bus coming in. It's actually an RV bus. It's one of them big boys. They got a racetrack across the road. They're having races this week. We have been listening to the nitrous oxide cars run for 2 days. I'm just saying, yeah, it can get nerve-wracking after a while, hearing them things go off because you're waiting for them to go boom. All right, so this little picot right here, we got our first double stitch. Now we're going to put in 3 more of those double stitches. Now my doohickey here is a little jerky, and I'm thinking it's internet based. Don't know why it's jerking. I have to work on that. Been having trouble out of the computer today. All right, so now we got our 4 double stitches after our picot. Now guess what we're going to do? We're going to lay our shuttle down, pick up our crochet hook, go down in that picot, grab that thread and pull it through and hook it on our finger. Get rid of that hook. We don't want it in the way. Now, run your shuttle up through that picot. Okay, now watch this. You're going to see this thing twist, curl, and do all kinds of crazy. What you want to do is grab your stitches. Okay, see how that thread's curling? That's the twist. You want to hold these 4 stitches after the picot close and tight. Pull that down. Once you get it down and it looks like this, start working your dimple in. You see that? You want to bend your thread over. You've got to manipulate this thread to lock in and create the dimple. Okay? Once you get it to look like this, you're going to put in 8 more double stitches. Okay? So put in our last 8 double stitches. Tat these last 8 a little looser than the first 8. Not much. Get too loosey-goosey, it's going to show. Okay? So I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull that finger out and put the 8th one in. All right, we got our 8 double stitches. Now, pull our 2 sides into the pinch and start slowly closing. You see that thread twisting? When you see it twist, pull it back, but don't let go of this pinch. Let go of the pinch, that's where your trouble starts. And you close. Okay? When you close, you have to work with this. Okay? Bring it down. Didn't get it quite tight enough. And that's where practice makes perfect. Okay? Because this picot has to pull in tight. You see, this one's not as pronounced as the other one because it didn't fold into itself good. 4 stitches really isn't good for a dimpled ring. I usually try to do 6, okay, because it gives it a better dimple. But you can see it is dimpling right there. Oh, I'm off screen. Smack me. Bad hands. So let's do it again. This time I'm going to go a little faster. I don't do slow very well. I just don't. And we're going to do another dimpled ring. Same count. We're going to work it in. All right. And it does take practice. I mean, lots and lots of practice. So just grab, you want to empty a shuttle. Okay. Let's go there. Empty our shuttles. We're going to make dimpled rings. So we got thread on a shuttle. We want to practice our dimpled rings. Now you can have a count on either side as small as 5 stitches, which your dimple will have to shrink. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in the space. Okay. You're going to have to use maybe 2 double stitches. to get the dimple. You may have to use, 3 double stitches. The count is up to you, but a good count is 8 with 6, okay, on your dimple. That's a really good count, but don't go there until you need to, okay? Play with it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Open our ring up where we're going to be patting, and we're going to put in our picot. Now I'm going to use the picot I normally use, and you're going to see the difference. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, yeah, y'all heard the race car, right? I think everybody heard that race car. And this goes on until about 10 o'clock at night. But they're doing qualifying. So, rounds, whatever they call it, but they're qualifying. But it's nitrous. And when at night, they let them really rev out because they can see them flames shoot out the back like a mile. Me, I wouldn't want to be there. That, they'd have to hand me earplugs. All right, now I've got my picot in, got my 4 double stitches. I'm pulling it in. Now watch this. This dimple's really going to stand out. You see how the smaller picot works on this? Okay. See it there? That yellow just jumps out at your eyeballs, don't it? You see how that smaller picot works better with the dimple? Okay. So now we're going to put in our 8 double stitches on the other side. We got 2. Come on, fat fingers work. Yeah, I got fat fingers too. Didn't know I had fat fingers till recently, but the rest of me is joining that club. Supposed to be losing weight. And I'm on strict protein and veggies, no carbs, and I'm packing on pounds. How that's happening, I don't know. All right, so we got 2, right? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now let's close that ring. Pull our 2 ends into the pinch. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't let it curl. The tighter you hold your pinch, the less curl you're going to get. Okay? Now, you had to do a twisted sister on me, didn't you? Yep, it did. There it goes. And you have to play with that dimple. Okay? It's just a given. You have to play with it, get it to pop in there. But when you close it, you hold it in the pinch extra tight. And you come up with a dimpled ring like that. Looks like a little bitty heart. So there you go. You got the gist of the dimpled ring. Next, we're going to move on to our onion ring. Let me move out so we can get our printouts. Now, did everybody print out everything you needed? Let me turn this other light on, see if I can get some more light over here. It's cloudy out there, so it's not helping the situation at all. Just saying. Okay. The reason I sent you these printouts, these are actual printouts from the class files that Georgia had put together. There is many different ways you can do an onion ring. The ways I'm going to show you are not the only ways. There's probably 10,000 other ways to do an onion ring, but we do have 3 of the topmost listed today. All right, this is the theory of an onion ring. Georgia did this herself. I advise you to work this sample, okay? And the reason is because her explanation of the onion ring is really a good explanation, all right? An onion ring is supposed to look like, when you slice an onion in half, you see the rings, okay? That's what an onion ring is supposed to look like. um, who was it? Robin Perfetti, I believe, did onion rings on a magic square. Oh my gosh, it enhanced that magic square and made it just stand up and say, hello, I'm here. It was beautiful. Okay. And all an onion ring is layering your rings around a ring. Okay. But do try George's diagram here. It will show you how these things work. Now, here's the anatomy of an onion ring. Okay. And Georgia did this herself too. And she will tell you step by step how to do this in this little handout. Okay? Follow her instructions. But this is supposed to help you after you leave class today, because this I'm going to show you in class and what it looks like. All right? So, then I'm going to show you the way I do my onion rings using a different join, and you'll see how much better it looks. Okay? Yes, Georgia is fabulous. I could never fill her shoes, nor would I want to, because there's only one Georgia. I am just saying, only one Georgia. Okay, now, this, if you look at this photo, this is Georgia's hands. Okay, now, she does her onion rings with a downward join. We also use downward joins in Ankars, front side, back side. Okay, those are two good examples of when we would use downward joins. A lot of you have a problem understanding when to use what. Okay, the rules to tatting are you must use a double stitch. You must join to something. Okay, if you're going to connect two objects, you need to join them. You must have rings and chains somewhere, or you've got nothing to join. Okay, that's the rules of tatting. They're not set in stone. They probably got 1,000 more rules by now, but the basic rules are a double stitch, ring and chain. What are you going to do with them? And the onion ring gives your tatting an air of depth and dimension. It gives texture. Okay, there is a pattern called Mrs. Odom's Daisy. Okay, a lot of people do it. This thing is an onion ring, and the way that it is designed, it's in the files. Okay, the way it's designed, it is gorgeous. It looks like a flower. Some people have tatted the inside part of it one color, and then all the onion rings another color. And it just makes it stand out again and say, hello, I'm here. Okay? But the onion ring is one technique in tatting that can change the look of your tatting completely. It follows in line with Pam's Little Knots of Tortures, Josephine knot. Okay? It is a technique you can use throughout your tatting, and it will bring in depth. Okay, so that is the demonstration I'm going to show you today, is this one. Then I'm going to show you my little trick. Okay, you don't have to do it, but it does make your onion rings look a little better, especially when they're stacked. Now, Aurora, she has her own method. Now, I've done this method once before. I don't use it enough to keep it in my brain as a method to use, but it is unique. It does look pretty. In the top corner here is one of her onion ring samples, and she walks you through with pictures. Okay, and if you follow her pictures, you'll be able to understand it. Okay, So, but she uses this single shuttle split ring. If you don't know how to use this, do the single shuttle split ring. I cannot say that 3 times in a row. Please don't ask me. If you don't know how to do it, this is not the method you want to use. Till you learn how to do it, don't use this method, because that's when your shuttles are going to find their way buried in your walls. Okay? We don't want that. We want you to make pretty things with your shuttles, not use them for, darts. I'm just saying. Okay? So now I'm going to move on my workout. And of course, this is your homework. I want you all to fill the class page with butterflies. Spring's coming. I promise. To all you people getting snow, it's coming. All right. The pansies are already blooming. We got daffodils out there. And everybody's car in the South is green. Whether you like it or not, it just turned green. Pine trees are blooming and dropping seeds. So there you go. Now, this here is the easiest way to do an onion ring. Now, this count is, let me count these stitches, I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, picot 6. Okay? Now, the thing about an onion ring, all right, is when you're doing it, you need to graduate stitches as you expand. Hi, Teresa. Little man with you, if he is. Hello, Bennett. Everybody say hi to Bennett. Mr. Bennett. When you graduate out with using onion rings, okay, if you want them close to layer, you need to graduate by how many stitches to make it lay right. Okay. Now, if you're going to make your onion ring bigger than the piece, okay, your count is yours. All right. Now, in a pattern, they're going to give you your counts, but it not always works that way. Why do you think that it doesn't work that way? Anybody got any ideas? When you read it in a pattern, it may or may not take as many stitches as they claim. And what do you do if you have that happen? Does anybody know? I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about it. What are the things that could change a stitch count? Think it through. Our thread size can change our stitch count, can it? Our tension can change our thread size. Exactly, Janella. Exactly. So when you're working with onion rings, just because, hi Terry, just because the pattern says, okay, your next round is going to be 8 picot 8, okay? It may be 8, may be 7, it may be 9. You're changing the pattern with your tension, and you're changing the pattern with your thread size. And that will happen in any pattern. And it's not illegal to do it. It's not a new pattern if you do it. It's not a new technique if you do it. Okay? You're adjusting the pattern for your thread size, and you're adjusting your pattern for your tension. That is all that is. Okay? But you can't put it out there and say, this is mine because I did this. That is copyright violation. The minute those words roll off your lips, and it can get you into some serious trouble. Don't let it happen. All right? Now, let's move on. Now we have our ring here. It's 6 picot 6. Now we're not going to reverse our work. We're not going to turn our work. We're not going to do anything. We're going to lay that ring sideways, just like that. Y'all see that? It's laying sideways. Now, we are going to take, watch what I'm doing. Now, this is where fingernails come in handy, and I cut mine off. Wrap your hand for a second ring, but lay that thread across. Once I get this on here, I'm going to show you. Everything has to go to the back. Okay? Let me get it on there. Because you want your stitches to lay like they're supposed to. Let me zoom in here. Hi, Aurora. That's okay. That's okay, sweetie. You're doing fine. We're just tickled to death you come. All right. So, with that said, we're going to start our first double stitch. Now, watch this. When I draw this stitch down, okay, let me flip it again. Didn't flip. Because that ring will not close if it doesn't flip. Seriously? Fat fingers? Okay. You want that first half to lay right on top of that ring. Okay? Hold all that in the pinch. Keep it wrangled up. Okay? And then put in that other half. Okay? Now we got our first double stitch in. Now we're going to put in the 6 original stitches. Okay? So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, we've got to pull this puppy up to the side here. Does it fit? Let me see. All right. That stitch didn't lock down there, and that's good. We didn't want it to lock. Let me open that ring up. Grab some thread. All right. So you want this to lay right beside your onion ring. Okay, or your ring. Now you can see, here's our picot, and there's our double stitches. Now we're going to have to add a couple more stitches. We've got 6 in, so let's put in 2 more and test. Okay, there's 1, and there's 2. Okay, now there we go. We've got to put in 1 more because our picot is right here and our double stitches are back here. So let's put in another one. So that's going to be 9 double stitches, right? Okay, now here's where you don't want to do a shuttle join, because if you do, you're going to lock this and you've got to close this ring because we got the ring loom on. So you don't want to join to your working shuttle. So at this point, we drop that shuttle. We go through here, this picot, this tiny picot. We're going to grab us some thread. We're going to pull it up. Now, Georgia wants you to do a down join on this. I am doing an up join because a down join with this small picot is going to give me problems. I'm going to split my plies. Okay? It's okay. Whatever you do, do it completely through the pattern. Hook that on your finger. Now, guess what? We come knuckles to nails, pull that through. Okay? Now, put in the rest of our stitches. We got 9 on one side. We got to have 9 on this side to even it out. Open it up and put our 9 stitches in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get it? Nope. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. Okay, there's 6. 7, 8, and 9. All right, now we've got our 9 stitches in. Now we're just going to close our ring. Okay. And when you close it, be careful. Okay. You don't want it riding up on itself. You have to work it back out, stretch your ring out, because it's going to ride up on itself. All right. This is what's called fidgeting. You know, everybody buys some fidget toys. All they got to do is learn to tat. That's all. Once they learn to tat, they got all the fidgeting they need. All right. Now, there's our onion ring. I mean, yeah, there we go. Come on, focus. Can y'all see it? You see that onion ring? You see how it gives the depth and the dimension and the texture? It's really easy. But what I didn't like, well, it dropped, is the little dimple this leaves. When you do a down join, it can eliminate it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if you do a Catherine wheel join, it will look like this. Okay? This one right here. Let me bring it up to you. Can y'all see the difference? There is no dimple up here. Okay? That's the only difference between the two. A Catherine wheel join, a regular join. You see the difference? One's dimpled and one isn't. So y'all got that? So now your next question is, well, how do we do a Catherine wheel join? Very simple. I'm going to show you. All right. Now, because I'm using 2 shuttles, I have to reverse my work. All right. That's the front side and that's the back side. Okay. Wrap our hand to do a chain. All right. This is another way you can do an onion ring as well. See? Yeah, Aurora, it's a matter of taste. Okay? And we're doing shuttle tatting. We don't have a true ring in shuttle tatting. In needle tatting, they use a true ring. Okay? I have done a Catherine wheel on a true ring before. So, I mean, it's just a join and everything flows. But yeah, I mean, it's onion rings are onion rings and it's everyone's taste. What Aurora does with her onion rings is beautiful. I'll never get that good, but that's okay. I don't mind. All right. All right. We got the same, what is it? 6 double stitches. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 double stitches on this ring. I miscounted. And when you're working it this way, you want to keep it in traditional tatting, which is there is no front side or back side. Okay. So let's get busy here. And we're going to put in our 8 double stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And a half. We got 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now, same thing. Going to gauge ourselves. Is it coming up to snuff? Nope. We're looking at possibly 3 stitches that we're going to need. Okay. So let's put in our 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3. Now, because we're doing this with a chain and not a ring, we should be able to get that to lay easy right beside it. Okay, and there she goes. Now, guess what we're going to do? We're going to start our Catherine wheel join. To do the Catherine wheel join, same thing. You go down through the picot, go under shuttle 1 thread, grab shuttle 2 thread, and pull it through. Okay. And get the twist out of it. Don't you dare, bugger. When doing this, make sure you got enough thread on your fingers to work with. Okay? Just fair warning. All right. Now, you drop your shuttles because you got a lot of fiddling here to do. And what you're going to find out when I show you this, let me get it up here. This thread here is coming in between these two threads that's on your finger and your loom thread right there. You see? You see how these threads are laying? They have to lay that way. If you don't lay them that way, guess what? The Catherine wheel join won't work. Okay? Because this has to flow easy back and forth. All right? Now, here we go. After you do that, take this shuttle, run it up through. Now you're going to pull the slack out. Just enough. Let go of that loop and pull it down. You want that loop to pull that core thread back through and you'll hear it pop. Okay? Once that happens, grab that loop there. Pull it up. Put it on your finger. You're replacing your loop. Now you want to take your slack out. See how that slack is coming out? Watch what it's doing. All right. And when I get through with this, you're going to see it looks like a double stitch. Okay, pull it in there tight. Take this same shuttle, put it back through, not nail to knuckles. First one's knuckles to nail. Pull it in. Now you can do this on a ring. You can do it on a chain. But you want to play with that, and it's going to look like it is a double stitch once we're done. Okay? Get it all situated. Pull in that slack. There it goes. Let's see. Can y'all see it? Looks like a double stitch. And it gets rid of that dimple. Yeah, I know it's not focusing for some reason. I think it is because it's cloudy. Satellite's not working right. We're due to get rain and snow. Yeah, we've had snow once this year. Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. I can't figure it out. Didn't know why it's doing it. That's going in. Let me zoom out. Maybe I can take it that way. It's just like, okay, give me a hard time today. Can y'all see it now? All right, there you go. But it looks like a double stitch. It's not a double stitch. It looks like a double stitch. We're going to call it a fake double stitch, but it's not called that, okay? That's what I thought, but it's satellite. It's really cloudy out there. So we're supposed to get storms, and then the storms are supposed to turn cold and snow. And this is mind-boggling. Atlanta will get snow maybe once every 10 years. An ice storm maybe once every 10 years. This will be a second snowstorm. And the last one dumped 4 inches here. The further north you went, the more snow you got. My son got almost 7 inches. And he's almost to South Carolina. So, all right. So, y'all practice your onion rings. You practice your dimpled rings. And I want you to do your butterflies. Now, she has 4 butterflies on here. Hope does. Pick one. Any one you want to do. That's the one I want you to do. Okay? I want to see a bunch of butterflies because I figure if we bring a bunch of butterflies in, we might, just might, get to have Spring. Just saying. Let's see. Is that the one? Yeah, we got it. Awesome. So, y'all know what your homework is? Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, I know. They're gorgeous butterflies. Now, Mrs. Odom's Daisy, I believe, is on the website. Let me get that. Let me go hunt for it for you guys. If not, I'll get it put up today. That is one of my favorite patterns. I've done that pattern several times. Well, I'm not seeing it on here. I will get it up. I'll get it up today. But y'all play with this. Okay? Let's bring spring in. Let's get it coming. I'm tired of being cold. I've right now got 2 air conditioners going. My camper has 3 on it. We've got 2, and I'm threatening on the 3rd one. It got to be 75 in here. Okay? That was after it got down to 34 last night. Now, mind you, it's going down again tonight, and tomorrow we're supposed to get snow. I don't like snow. I left Kentucky because I don't like snow. Pam will tell you how much Kentucky gets snow. I love it, Kendra. That is a good one. So, y'all have fun playing with the onion rings, okay? And I will get that pattern, Miss Odom's Daisy, up, and y'all can try it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm sorry about it not focusing and stuff. We will get it fixed. I promise. We had a guy come through and he was walking his dog. His dog moved the satellite and he was sniffing around it and moved it. It's just sitting on the ground outside. But when it gets cloudy, I can't guarantee that anything's gonna work. Especially with the clouds we've got. They're cumulus clouds. I mean, seriously thick clouds. It was blue sky this morning and sunshine. And pretty. Now it's ugly. So you can tell it's coming. So, any questions? Y'all got any questions? Y'all say goodbye to Mary Jane. Mary Jane, I'll call you after class. Yes, thank you, Katia. Yeah, y'all hit that like and subscribe. It does help our algorithm. We are getting higher quality commercials. And it's going to be, if we keep this up, we are going to surpass 3,000 students actually subscribed very soon. So, with that said, as Teresa says, happy tatting, everyone. Guess what's coming up April 1st? International Tat Days. Start thinking about your chocolates. Oh, thank you, Aurora. I try. I really try. Well, you all just keep that cold weather. I don't want it. I don't like the cold. I don't like it. Don't like it. Check out Handy Hands. She should be coming out with a new t-shirt for April 1st this year. Or something. She always has something neat for Tat Days. Let's see. I got this one when the placemats came out. Ceramic. I got this one. I got a spare too. My husband's broke them, so I keep a spare on hand. He's a klutz. He's just a klutz. I love him to death, but he's a klutz. I got the t-shirt. I got the manicure set. Every time Barb comes out with something, I get it. Because that's the one day We can tat whatever we want and just have camaraderie. And I think that's awesome. Yeah, Hairless Do-Si Do pattern will get you going on onion rings. I was going to open a shop. I ended up going back to Etsy. So, and right now there's nothing to go in the shop. I'm working on it. I got a stack of sewing over here that's like this high of tatting bags I have to make. Getting them cut out was not easy. And then I've got the wedding stuff I'm doing too. And the classes I'm doing. And yeah, it's going to be a busy year for me. But I finally got everything in for the wedding stuff. Got their flowers. I got all the ribbons. Oh, my ribbon I ordered 3 weeks ago finally showed up today. Ain't that nice? Mind you, that was through Amazon. Yeah, I am, Anna. All right, Mavis. I hope to see you next week, too. So, with that said, I'm going to call it a day. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget, you've got Katia's class tomorrow and Sue's class on Thursday. Katia's is Tatting Muse. Sue's is StreamYard. Okay, your thread tends to twist a lot. All right, what thread is the best not to twist? Well, I use, when I'm going to be working on something and I just don't want to fight with the twist, I will grab Olympus. It has twist to it. It is a tightly wound thread, but it doesn't twist up as you're tatting with it. It's a softer thread. It won't be as stiff. Yes, please, Katia. It won't be as stiff as Elizabeth because it doesn't have the twist Elizabeth has. So I go to Olympus. If you can find Sibylla, that's a good one. Aunt Lydia's. I'm not crazy about Aunt Lydia's. Go Low, I think is the name of it. I'm not sure. I can get you a list of threads to try. Let's see. What else have I got? That's Elizabeth. Oh, that's Elizabeth. You can use pearl cotton. It doesn't twist like Elizabeth. But like I say, it's going to be a softer thread. So whatever you make out of it, you have to plan on it being loose and working that way. Otherwise, if you want daggers or throwing stars, Elizabeth, this is the way to go. All right, Anna. The napkin ring, it is an inch or an inch and a half. It's your choice. It's just going to go on the individual napkins at the table, and they haven't decided if they're using cloth napkins or throwaway napkins. I don't know. But fall colors, think fall colors, and you got it. She's orange, burgundies, browns, creams, no white, no stark white. I can show you the bride's the book that everybody registers as they come in. I can show you that. And she said I gotta tone down the white on it. And let me get it. It's over here. Don't you call. This is the bridal registration book. Now I made this. Y'all see that? And she said I gotta take the white out of it. 1 inch to an inch and a half is what they said. So, and I'm like, great. So I gotta take that out. This is the colors that she likes that's on this. That's the ring pillow. So I've got to work with this and tone it down, bring it, in some more browns and creams. Yeah, my work's cut out for me. And I've got her garter, to do. And she wanted me to do all the accessories for her. And I wouldn't normally do that for anybody, but she's a keeper. She's a keeper. She takes care of my grandbabies, and they're her stepchildren. And they call her mama. And my grandkids wouldn't call her mama if they didn't respect her as one. So they're all opinionated, very opinionated. So she brought one. My son brought 6. So I said, I hope he's going to stop. And she says he better. Brady Bunch, we're not. So, but yeah, I got a lot to do. But I'm having a ball. Don't think I'm not. I mean, the last wedding I did, it took me 6 months, but I did all the decorations. I did all the the ring bearer, the flower girls, little hat and all that. I did the candles for the tables, all the bows for every chair. I worked my tail to the bone. Oh, that is awesome. My aunt used to do it. She did all kinds of lace. Thanks, Tracy. So, with that said, folks, I'm off here. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure you see Katia tomorrow and Sue on Thursday, and I'll see you next Tuesday. All right. Don't forget to let me know if y'all want to go ahead and do this all summer. We shall do it all summer. So, with that said, I'll see y'all next week. Love you guys. Happy tatting, everybody. Bye. It's great to see you too. Oh, my ears are itching.